And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Strategic Command World War I, the Call to Arms campaign as the Central Powers. In the last part, Russia surrendered. Our troops have begun to arrive at the Western Front, which will provide us with significantly more firepower to drive the combined British and French forces back. Before we do the Western Front, let's do the Cairo Front. Okay, so we've taken the Suez. The whole thing is secured. We're attacking Cairo, we're attacking Port Said, and then we just have Alexandria, and then we'll start the pullout probably of the Bulgarians on that front. Okay, so with that, we've got units roughly in position we need to suppress the Arabian revolts. Again, I think I'm going to have to take the Austro-Hungarian HQ here and push. Sorry about that. I had a cough coming. And push east across Arabia here and up into the British rear. In the meantime, we've got more equipment and troops arriving. Okay. You can reinforce. You can reinforce. Upgrades do we have? Pass out. Might as well get them upgraded before we send them off to the other front. It was maybe a little cavalier, I just went through my own mines. Fairly low probability of hitting your own mines, so that was fine. Okay. So I'm going to do an amphibious transport here. I think the rest will have to go by normal transport. The first landing. Which means we will be tied up a little bit until we can deal with the airship. Suppose I can come over and check the state of that one. Okay, the sub is not in port. Although, well, we could always land the city and then try to smack the port from the ground, I suppose. Obviously, the port is occupied, so we're going to have a difficulty trying to land reinforcements after the first one lands. Some dies from attack. Oh, found the sub, which means we're a little out of position. We'll see if the Dreadnought responds. Meantime, you can run there. We got 6 shells to dump into the Padua Fortress. Well, so it's technically just a regular trench location, but got 6 shells to dump into it, which should make it easy for the Austrian-Hungarian units to clear the location. Turn the trenches around. Move the artillery piece forward. Anyway, so in this situation, I know the Marine will be able to land on the location right next to the airship and begin attacking it. And the airship, being an airship, is not going to appreciate being shot up by ground targets. We will be sort of on a timer, although I'm not sure if anyone's in this port. If no one's in that port, then we'll be on a lot less of a timer. I'm going to take a little bit of risk. There is someone in the port. Okay. Doesn't quite have the strike range. You'd have the strike range. Yes, maybe it is saying something about the state of affairs of the Entente if I'm starting to not worry about running into actual semi-serious naval resistance. Okay, so that's the African front. We'll work around the Italian front. So now it's either going to be the subs or the Western front. Let's do the Western front. Oop, hit a different dreadnought. You just need to get resupplied, so you just basically need to get back to port. Although, we'd probably upgrade you as well. You're repaired enough that you can get an upgrade. Oh, we found the enemy subs. Interesting that the AI has decided to bring the subs down. It's close to our place. Don't have anti-submarine warfare yet, so we're not going to be particularly destructive to these subs. Although, I have enough that we just keep poking. Okay, that's all the destroyers for the moment. Okay. So that's the subs and the sea war for the moment. Now it is the Western Front. Now it is time to get these artillery pieces singing. Let's look at the Nancy location. Let's start there. Let's do a recon run. Get the trench turned around. And that will be... Is that Nancy that we've got? Yeah, in theory that's Nancy we've got there. Okay, I don't got a unit to push in that hex. So the French are going to be able to take that hex back. A little disappointing because that means I also can't take a swing at the artillery that's exposed now. But it is what it is. It's kind of what I get for using up all the operational reserves in the air in the previous attack. And that just goes to show you how much damage we can wreck. At this point. Generate the reserves that haven't been committed. And then we operate over more forces. So we have more reserves. So in the next turn when the artillery sings and more units cry, we're ready. Did we lose any units as the Germans? No, we haven't. Oh, at least we haven't replaced already. Search-wise, where are we on the Germans? We could definitely do more research. So maybe I don't want to operate everyone over and want to spend some on research. Like, we know the subs are starting to become a problem, so let's think into submarine warfare. Pick up the last fighter development. Get some range on our aircraft, so we don't have to move them as much. There we go. Let's get started on anti-submarine warfare as well. The elements. Okay, so what we've got left is what we're going to operate with. So we're going to start sending a bunch of troops over to serve as reserves. Assuming we've got them upgraded. These guys are upgraded, so let's get them over. Definitely use some down south, although that's probably where we're going to bring the Bulgarians in when the Bulgarians come in. Back up from Egypt. Although they're going to be a while. Okay. And then the Hungarians apparently have got actually a lot of funding. Maybe we could use another operational reserve over there. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got enough for the naval landings. Don't have enough frontage is where I'm kind of getting into the problem of isn't enough place to put all the things because you don't know how many things you can bring to bear. So as I can start pulling the Germans out of this area as well if we bring enough Austrian-Hungarians in. Austro-Hungarians in. Okay. That's going to be the turn. And then we're going to see how the Allies are responding to... Yeah, all the Western Front. Western Front and Cairo are not going well for them. Italy is maybe not looking as bad, although the defeat on the Pave, the loss of Padua, lowers Italian national morale, which is a national morale buff for the Austro-Hungarians. French morale falls due to the loss of Nancy. British morale falls due to the loss of Suez. Sweden moves towards us, okay. Rough seas. Tank development level 1. Oh, I'm probably at the point where I can start recruiting the tank for the Germans. It's probably not going to arrive in time at this point, but... Production Tech 4. Production Tech 3 for Austria-Hungary. Fighter level 1 for the Ottomans. Spying Intelligence level 2 for the Ottomans. The Earl of Covan's deployment in Italy boosts Italian national morale. Oh, and hit my naval mines. Okay, this is not good for the destroyers that are getting targeted, but, I suppose that's one way to get into the battleships. It's not the way I'd go into the battleships, but, you know, the AI does the AI things. So if you sail a naval unit through another naval unit, you take a -1 to your strength roll. So, strength stat. So I'm just chuckling the fact the Entente is so intent on getting to locations that just sailing through my units, taking damage as a result. Receptors? Escorts? Well, here comes the Entente Navy. They're trying to retake Nancy. Which apparently is a hopeless cause for them. Seeing a lot of naval action this turn. Either I'm way out of position, or they just like, nah, it's time to go in. Okay, we see French tanks for the first time in the war. Foreign Minister, Norway towards the Entente, 22%? French national morale falls below 25%. Enter bombing. That's our commerce rating, although pretty indented. Swing for Norway. Diplomacy. Where is Norway now that that swing's occurred? 7%? Okay, yeah, it was probably a pretty big swing. It was probably up by like 29. It was actually a 22-point swing, so that was an ouch. We got choo-chits here. We care about getting Denmark up, so we'll put one to Denmark, and then we care... Sweden. Well, Sweden's high enough, so we'll put a second one into the Netherlands, because we're worried about the Netherlands. Okay. Yeah, French national morale is abysmal. Is it going to show up when we leave it here long enough? I'm going to assume not. Okay. Destroyer out of position. We can get them to port. We'll be fine. Ah, they didn't manage to ding him. Did find another destroyer. Okay, and there's subs in our mist. And we haven't actually, put any bombs on the airships yet. So the airships don't do any damage. They're mostly for reconnaissance, which they do that pretty well. Okay. Okay, British destroyer sent to the bottom. Armored cruiser sent to the bottom. French armored cruisers sent to the bottom. Oh, you don't have enough to get there. Okay. You do, although you're a light cruiser. Armored cruiser, no. Okay, the battleship's out of range. Let's try to pull the guys back into our protective bubble as much as possible. Okay. Oh, found the destroyer. Of course, our upgraded subs are so upgraded, they're not necessarily scared of the unupgraded destroyers anymore. I think the enemy team is kind of finding out. Yeah, we'll stay on this line for raid that one for a bit more. Oh, it's 1 amphibious per turn. Okay. Okay, more ships at the bottom. And I do need a port to bring anything in via normal transport. So bombardment time. We don't got enough troops to go into Venice. 7th Corps is going to get shelled. Oh, and that's a 1-4. Just moving into the territory. Okay. Possibly could have been better if I'd bombarded it a bit first, but we can do that next turn. You'll have 3. Although you have 7 right now, so I could definitely hit you this turn. Yeah. Yep. Progress in the north of Italy is starting. We'll have to see how quickly the Italians respond to the Marine coming across. We weren't able to succeed on acquiring a port on the first landing. Okay, so I think that is going to be Italy. Down here in the Middle East. Oh, and you're ready to operate out. Yeah, so let's get you out, ship you to the Western Front for better commanders on the Western Front. There we go. One last place to overrun in Egypt, and then we'll be trying to get the Bulgarians out of Egypt. Slowly going to begin the march westward there. Are you limited to operating within the Ottoman Empire? Because it looks like it. I was hoping I was going to operate over here. That's still big enough. Swing. Take it. Big enough damage. Here we go. The ships are still going to be around, and they are. Oh, nope, still got the one. Probably didn't go to the right port. Should have gone to a different port. It's fine. It'll work out. Just to drive home the point to the enemy. They're on the menu. The enemy ships are on the menu for the subs. Wait, for that one to get to safety, it's basically going to have to run through our ships. Which it probably will do with no hesitation, because it's the AI. So that's the east. We've taken Cairo, taken Port Saad. We've basically beginning the campaign over there. Oh, I need to get these guys moving. Worst case scenario, this guy will get encircled by Italians coming down, and we'll use the Ottoman one to drop there, attempt to come in. Ottoman research, we can spend 200 research, which is about right based on what we've got sitting around, so let's do that. Let's grab infantry warfare and command and control. Could operate the Austro-Hungarian units over, but so little rush for them at the moment. And we'll walk them over, save some resources. We will operate with HQ. Okay. Yeah, so I think I should do the Western Front before we commit to shipping more guys over from the east. Need to be upgraded. Let's heal the damaged Air Force. I'm not going to take any hexes this turn, so I'm going to keep the recon bombers grounded. We are going to blow up a bunch of troops, though. We're just not going to take the hexes that they leave behind. Well, this might be an exception, because we know it's an artillery there. Can I get the 11 in there? 10 in there? I can get the 10 in there. Oh, that one's not even dug in. Oh dear. That one's not dug in. There we go. Okay, heal that one, so we'll be ready for next turn. And yeah, we want to operate some reserves in, some fresh reserves. Which shouldn't be that hard to do. Although it should be the upgraded one, so that's an upgraded one. You're getting operated in. Oh, no. Not transport. Good transport from there, but... Great. You don't have the mobility upgrade, but that's fine. Operate you over. Again, no mobility upgrade, that's fine. Let's get some grades on the ones that are full strength, but not upgraded all the way. Do I advance some marine warfare yet as the Germans? No. Oh, well, I got all the pips invested in it, so we can't make it. Well, we literally can't make it go any faster. It's going as fast as it can. We would have had to start earlier if we wanted it sooner, better. Let's take airship development. Get a little more range on them, and then that'll be our points. Austro-Hungarians, I got lots of points, but they can't really invest very much more. We'll go ahead and take second one in amphibious warfare. We'll try to get the first one going faster, basically. And this one, I think we can go into not diplomacy, the war maps. Into the convoy routes, and we can actually turn the convoy routes off. Don't think our miners really need the support at this point. It's now, can the German army push through the combined French and British forces? The exception is maybe the naval landing in Italy. Because the big difference, right, is if Italy falls, the national morale hit to the French will be enough. The French will give up, even if we haven't taken Paris. Yeah, it's kind of where we are at the moment. Yeah, I think that's where we are. Okay, so we've got a little bit more left on the Austro-Hungarians, but we just don't necessarily need to use it. Oh, I know what I'm going to use. I could use some more torpedo boats. Purchase both torpedo boats. Here we go. And let's cycle the turn. At the end of this end turn, we'll see where we are. Germany celebrates the British loss of Egypt. Capture Cairo boosts Austro-Hungarian national morale and the Ottoman national morale. German morale is boosted by the use of unrestricted naval warfare. British morale falls due to the loss of Cairo. British morale falls due to the loss of Port Said. Said? Might be Said. Egypt surrenders. Germany plunders 78 MPP. USA protests the use of unrestricted naval warfare. British workers strike for better conditions. The Entente are on the Norway-Germany convoy line. Anti-submarine warfare is now level 1, so it'll be good to bring the destroyers in for their upgrades. Quite a few breakthroughs. Logistics level 3 for Austria-Hungary. Industrial attack level 4. Aerial warfare level 1 as the Ottomans. That might give us another fighter. Almost got the next gas shell production. Yeah, we're going to see how this end turn goes, and I think we're going to put the part break in. I think the next part may be the last if we play fast enough. Although, the Entente Navy is getting real aggressive. Submarine dives from attack. Those level 2 interceptors doing work. French tanks arrive on the front lines. German morale is boosted by the use of unrestricted naval warfare. USA protests the use of unrestricted naval warfare. Romania moved towards the Entente. Is maybe something we need to be mildly concerned could happen. Is Romania could come in. We didn't lose very much of Glacia, so it's not likely. Know where their fighters are. We know they got a detachment in Algiers. The light cruiser in Trebuk. Or different port. Different Algerian or Tunisian port. Okay, that's where their sub is. Because this is This is Tripoli. That's Tripoli. The port of Tripoli. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and put a part break in. Losses are mounting on both sides. Although, even as I say losses are mounting on both sides, we've fallen to 9% losses because more are arriving on the other side, mostly British and French. And national morale-wise, British is down to 26%, French are down to 19%. You can see the, I think that was the Earl of Caval, coming down with the Italians, kicked him up, and we would have gone back down to 46%, so they're going to keep going down. And then diplomacy-wise, where is America as far as joining the war? America's up to 54%, yeah, so we're not in a rush for worrying about America coming in. And then, yeah, looks like we'll be able to clear our port. And with the port cleared, we'll be able to start shipping in more troops into the boot. But that will be for next time. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. Even with all that thrashing we gave to the French managed to put the line back together. Just to give you an idea of how resistant the French resistance is. Although, we'll see how many more times they can do that, because we're going to probably be able to just destroy 4 or 5 units a turn until they give up, or the line collapses enough we can start the drive to Paris. Although, I'm not sure if we're going to make it to Paris at this point. I think the French might surrender before we get to Paris. But we'll see. So, YouTube, part up tomorrow, Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break, sip a little bit of tea, and stretch the legs, but then we will be back to recording another part. My plan is to try to finish the war to end all wars, as it was known in its day, before the end of the stream. We'll see if we can do that. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.